Another light November morning. The time change really has made a difference. Hold on, Molly. Hang on. Hold on. A little cold here in the Northeast. Actually, it was a pleasant day yesterday. The weather was in the low 60s. I think we're going to have that again today. Pleasant day. So good morning. I'm Jimmy, your astute tourist. We're doing another one of our live stream series, morning live stream series. It's today. It's walk and chat with Molly and me. Molly doesn't do much chatting, but she does do a lot of walking. And on this crisp fall morning, I have her. There we go. I'm back. Hey, good morning, Mike. How are you? Good to see you. Had a little problem with the video. I think we're up and running now. It says we're live. 6:22 Eastern Standard Time here on the East Coast. Come on, Molly. Come on. Glad you could join us this morning. I hope your day is going well. We looks like we're going to have a decent day today. Supposed to be in the low 60 degrees Fahrenheit here on the Northeast. You remember that spot in the yard, huh? Yep, I start my day out every day in that yard. Oh, I'm glad you're waking up well. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining the chat. I hope your day is going to turn out well for you today, and I hope things have been going well. Hope you had a good weekend. It's Tuesday morning, and we had a very busy weekend. It's been warm here as well. It's a little humid this morning, believe it or not. It's cool, but humid. The sky's clear. Like I said, they're talking 60s today, low 60s, which is nice. It was like that yesterday. We had a decent weekend as well. It was probably in the 50s, a little cooler than it had been, a week or so ago. But the mornings are getting cool and crisp here. It is, after all, autumn, and winter's just around the corner. But today is going to turn out to be a good day, which is good for me because my Tuesdays and Thursdays are my days in the field. So I spend a lot of time outside on construction sites, and that stinks when it's really cold. You got to quiet a rooster now, huh? With the chicken coop done? That's good. Glad to hear that. Or in your case, glad not to hear that. I'm sure the neighbors are happy about it. When we had our roosters, they certainly made a lot of racket. We had one, he'd be crowing before the sun even came up, which seemed kind of unusual, but I guess they do that. But I'm glad you got some work done. We had a busy weekend as well. Okay, so you have two coops you're building. So you have one rooster for each coop, huh? Got his his flock of hens, does he? We had a busy weekend. Hey Kenneth, how are you, my friend? I see you got 2 more subscribers. I saw since yesterday, 2 or 3. I think you did. I could be wrong about that, but I believe you did. So I think you're getting closer. We got to get Kenneth up. He's like 25 subscribers away from the big 1K, which is an awesome milestone, as we know. Hey, Mrs. M. How are you, Terry? Good to see you this morning. Thanks for stopping in, joining Molly and me on our morning walk and talk. So you have 1 for each coop. Oh, you got some chicks too. Fantastic. Yeah, I like having the babies. They grow up quick too, don't they? That was a lot of fun when we had our chickens. I miss them in a way, but I just don't have the time for them anymore. We had more time when we had the kids home. Kids were little. They helped us with all the chores. Now I just have Molly, and she's a handful. A good handful, though. She's got me really walking a good stride this morning. I think you can hear me breathing a little heavier. I think she's got a plan. She knows I gained some weight over the summer, so she wants me to step it up and get that blood moving. Yes, okay. Oh, see, I didn't realize that Wild Edibles, that was your wife. Excellent. I'm friends with both of you guys. Yes, Kenny. Yeah, I think you got a couple more since yesterday. So for those of you that are here with us, and if you don't know the Ford Man, aka Kenneth Oakes, he's less than 25 to the 1,000 mark, and he has his watch hours. So we need to get him up there. We need to get him up to his 1K or better goal. So if you are not friends with him, I would appreciate it. Go over and check out his channel. Kenny, he does a lot of food reviews and a lot of unique stuff like, candy and I saw you, was it maple flavored peanuts, I think, Kenny, you were eating? Those look good. I'm a big fan of peanuts, and I like maple, especially being from the Northeast. One of the things that we did on our little farm was make our own maple syrup. I haven't done that in a few years, but that's a lot of fun, and it's like liquid gold. Very tasty. Well, Terry, I'm sure you're going to get over all the issues you got going on. Remember, like we talk about in the chat, that positive mental attitudes, it's a very powerful thing. Sometimes it's hard to see through the daily grind and things that bring us down, but stay positive. Positivity is a negativity killer. It kills it. So, okay. All right. I get that. Come on, Molly. It's nice. The one thing about the time change is that I can see, you guys can see me. It's it was getting really dark there, but it gets dark early here, so right around 4 o'clock it's dusk now. We'll be putting up with that for a couple months anyway. Once we get past first day of winter, which is December 21st, we'll get past that day, and then the days will start to get lighter and lighter every day. We got a long road ahead of us. There you go, Terry. Good job. Yeah, give him a... Molly, what are you doing? Look at her. Look at... She's pulling. She smells something. I'm not sure what she's sniffing on there. Come on. Thank you, Terry, for going to Kenny's site. Give him a thumbs up and a like and hit that subscribe button. He does a lot of good videos, and we want to get him up past that 1K. That way we can get him monetized. Well, I think admitting it, that's the first step, right? You know, I know that one thing I've learned is it's hard to make people do something that they don't want to do. And even if they're on a path of self-destruction, you can't force them to do something. They have to admit that they have some issues going on. So I think that's a positive step, and take those little triumphs one at a time, and use that to your advantage. I think that's a great thing, and it's a good step in the right direction. So I think if you use those positive things, it doesn't matter how big that positive thing can be. Revel in each one, and as the man said, take it one day at a time. Sometimes the road seems long, but there is definitely light at the end of the tunnel. Take it from one who knows. I don't really go into a lot of details, but believe me, I know. Oh, Molly is dragging me. She is on a tear this morning. So I hope everybody's got a good day planned. I think today at work, like I was saying earlier, I have a bunch of stuff to do in the field. It's going to be a great day for it. And then there's some other things going on at work. And then after work, Colleen and I are going to head over to our local Lowe's store and pick out lighting for the kitchen, the continuing saga of the kitchen renovation. And I sold my pickup truck recently, and now I don't have a way to bring the trash to the dump. Or it's not a dump, it's a transfer station, but still. So I'm going to end up buying a small trailer today. Yes, I agree with you, Mike. On especially a sunny day, even when it's not sunny, you still able to get that sunlight, and that promotes vitamin D growth in your body. And vitamin D is certainly a negativity and depression killer. It's a good thing. Sunlight is fantastic. I know, especially this time of year when we have decreased sunlight in the day, some people will get that seasonal depression because they don't have enough sun during the day. And you can buy a light, actually, a UV light that simulates the sunlight. And I have a friend who, this time of year, will set up the light, and when they're, looking at Facebook or reading a book, they'll sit there with that light just on them while they're doing it. And it sounds hokey, but it works. That's why I don't wear a hat in the morning. I try to get that sunlight on my bald head and promote some of that vitamin D, that natural vitamin D. Another thing too is yes. So let me go back. So the light gave her a headache. Yeah, maybe because of her eyes. Maybe she should look the other direction. Maybe put it above her or behind her. But I'll go back to this one where you said your wife buys vitamin D. I take vitamin D every day, which is a good thing. Again, it's a negativity and a depression killer. Vitamin D is a good thing. I also take some other stuff. I take, let's see, what do I take for vitamins? I take vitamin D, and to help my immune system, I take zinc every day. I take vitamin C every day. I take, then I have some other stuff that I was lacking. We did one of those allergy tests, and I found out that some of the things I had sensitivity to in my diet. But one of the things I was lacking was magnesium, and there's some other stuff. I take like 6 vitamins every day. But the zinc, the C, and the vitamin D are, to me, some of the most important vitamins. I also take a B complex, a B3 complex, which is good because that provides me with the energy during the day. Yeah, they're not cheap, that's for sure. And they say you need it on your face, and that may be just because that's a lot of surface area for the skin. I mean, if you look at the top of my cranium there, there's a lot of skin up there, so I'm sure your wife has a full head of hair. So it may make that light a little bit harder to get onto the skin. I try to get out in the sun as much as I can. Now for Colleen, the sun can be her enemy. She suffers from lupus, and the sun is not a good thing for her. In fact, it can be really bad. So she ends up having to put the highest SPF sunscreen on, especially in the summer when we go on our trip. She has a big hat she wears, and she has these UV repelling shirts that they're kind of sheer, but they repel the UV rays. She is an Irish girl with Irish skin, and she burns pretty easy. Yeah, I agree. Getting the right vitamins you need, and that's why I had the test. And I also was going to a nutritionist for a while, and they helped me discover the vitamins I need. And that's where I ended up finding out that I needed a lot of those. It wasn't actually from the food sensitivity or allergy test. It was from me sitting with the nutritionist. I take one, it's called, I think it's like EPA or something like that. I have 6 or 7 of them that I take every day. And then, plus the usual stuff that I take for aging, high blood pressure medication and hypercholesterol medication, because I don't eat right and I'm overweight. I don't smoke or anything, not anymore. I used to smoke. I was a heavy smoker. I had a 2-pack a day habit. Not a good thing to do, especially with the occupation I chose, because my body absorbs a lot of what we would call methyl ethyl bad stuff, a lot of chemicals and smoke, and um, some of the situations I deal with at work, being on the fire department. But I've been nicotine free for many years now, over 20, which is good. I certainly feel a lot better. And I'm not preaching to anybody that smoking's not a good thing. I do enjoy a cigar every now and then, a glass of scotch and a little cigar, but I don't smoke every day, or all day for that matter. When we take the RV out and we go to some places, I may have maybe 2 cigars throughout a whole day. They last a long time for me, and I don't really inhale them. I think it's more of the I don't know, the what you would call it, having that in your hand and keeps that nervous energy at bay. But yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, it's really hard to quit. Took me a long time. Took me a couple tries. Getting that addiction to nicotine it's a tough thing. Some say they equate it to having an opiate addiction. It's that hard to quit. And one of the things that helped me, and again, I think everybody has to find their own way. It's like anything else, trying to find the willpower. But I had a little dowel the size of a cigarette. I would keep it in my pocket. And anytime I had the urge to smoke, I would pull that out and keep it in my hand and bite on it and just fidget with it a little bit. And then after a while, the urge would go away. And after a couple tries, I didn't want to smoke anymore. And it was funny because after I had quit for several months, I tried one, took a couple drags off of a friend's, and it was terrible. Oh God, it was so gross, and it had the opposite effect that it used to when I was a smoker, which was a good thing. I knew at that point that I would never smoke again. And yeah, I'm a lot better for it. For me, again, I'm not preaching to anybody. We all do our thing. We all have our choices, our freedom of choice, and we do what's best for us. Yeah, pain pills are not good. One of the things that we've had in our life is we have a drug addict son who's a heroin addict, and we've seen the struggles with that, and it's a terrible thing. So if you can find other ways to manage your pain, I think that would be best. And you're right. It's a personal thing for sure. Yeah, you are you juggling, Terry? Trying to do a couple things at once. I know that feeling sometimes. Just don't overwhelm yourself. One thing at a time. Yeah, Mike. Like I said, the only thing I can really relate to that is being a smoker, and that was a god awful thing to try to quit. Like I said, it took me a couple tries, and the the opiates, it's just a really terrible thing. You know, my son has a brain injury as a result of his drug use, crashing a car and hitting his head, and he's not the same person anymore. But that's just one of many stories that families like us have throughout the country and the world. You know, this opiate epidemic has really affected so many good families. Molly's dragging me along. It's really affected a lot of people, and you know, it's caused a lot of heartache and dismay. Hence, one of the reasons why I promote PMA. That positive mental attitude is a good thing. Yeah. Hey, Brandon, how you doing this morning? Glad you could stop in. It's 6:46 Eastern Standard Time. Molly and I are doing a little bit longer of a walk this morning. I think because she's increased my stride, we're able to cover more ground, which is a good thing. Especially this time of year, I need to get out and move more. I'm glad to hear you're doing well, my friend. I hope you're going to have a good day today and enjoy what weather we have. I know here in the Northeast, we're going to have a sunny, warm day, which is unusual this time of year, but we're going to enjoy it. And hopefully it'll stay warm the next few days. I was talking with my folks yesterday. They're in Florida, and my mother said it's been cold down there. Now, what they consider cold is not what I consider cold, but they're in their 80s. And she said it was in the 50s and windy the last couple days. Hey, Mr. J, how we doing this morning? Thanks for stopping in. Glad to see you made it into the chat. We do this every day. We try to. I do it every weekday. Some weekends I do some, but not as many Saturdays and Sundays as we do weekdays. And that's usually because I'm up later. Hey, Hope Bus, how are you? Good morning. Thanks for stopping in. We got a nice crowd here this morning. I'm glad to see you all. We appreciate every one of you guys stopping in and saying hi. Yeah, late warm day, Brandon. That's right. What is it? Today's November 9th. And we've had some colder days. Like I said yesterday, it was a sad weekend for us in terms of winterizing the RV, and we have a pretty cool tiki bar on the back deck. And I had to winterize that. And I always hate that when we do that because that closes down the summer fun. So what time do I wake up? I wake up about 5 o'clock, whether I want to or not. My body wakes me up. Plus Molly stirs at 5. She wants to eat. So she'll slither up the bed and then starts licking my face and gets me to wake up. But normally I wake up anyway. I get up at 5 every day, Monday through Sunday. Doesn't matter whether it's the weekends. I try to sleep in, but I can't. My body just won't let me. But I'm at work. I leave for work around 7. I get to work. My day doesn't officially start till 8, but we have a shift transition, and being part of the executive staff, I try to be there in the morning. That way we can disseminate information to the off-going crew and the oncoming crew. That way everybody stays well informed and they know what's going on for the day. So yeah, I get up early. Colleen does too, usually. On the weekends, she'll sleep until 8 o'clock or so. But yeah, Kenneth, did you sleep last night? There's a guy. I don't think he barely sleeps at all. He stays up all night binge watching YouTube videos, which is more than I can say for myself. I wish I could do that. I'll tell you, getting up at 5, I end up going to bed early. I'm usually in bed by 8:30. This time change has kind of got me messed up. But 184 blood sugar, so that's a little elevated. Had you? So I'm not sure, Terry. What do you have? Hypoglycemia or hyperglycemia? Um, there is a difference between the two. Yeah, Kenneth is definitely a YouTube champ. That is for sure. I I strive to be like Kenneth. That's another thing. If you haven't gone over to Kenneth's channel yet, he's so close to getting 1K. We got to get him up there. So if you can share out his link to his channel on your Facebook pages and talk to your other friends on YouTube to go over to him and hopefully if they're so inclined they'll subscribe to him. He is so very close to getting that 1K. You haven't been to bed yet, huh, Ken? Okay, so your blood sugar used to run in the 4 and 500s. Wow. So I'm going to say that 184 then's pretty good. Good for you. Keep it up. You know, I know for me, I'm addicted to sugar for sure, and my body doesn't metabolize it very well. In my last lab I had done, the doctor wasn't happy with my sugar level. So I need to really deal with my diet. But going back to what I was saying about Kenny, he is so close to his 1K. So if you haven't been over there and haven't become part of the Ford Man, aka Kenneth Oaks family, I would really appreciate it as a special favor to me that you go over and you add him to your YouTube family. He's got some really awesome videos. He does a lot of great live streams, and he has well over almost 2 times what he needs the minimum for his watch time. So all we need to do is get him up above that 1K. I think he's in, what we say earlier, 976, I think, for subscribers. So we got to get him up over that 1K mark. Let's help a brother out, help a member of our YouTube community, and let's get him monetized. And I would appreciate that. You're not a candy fan, so yeah, you just use sugar in your coffee. Yeah, sometimes, look, our bodies, we don't metabolize sugar. That pancreas can be a tricky organ. Yeah, I was surprised too, but I was saying yesterday that last year we had well over 1,000 subscribers, and then we kind of took a break when the world changed there a little bit. But I hadn't been as active, and we lost 150 or so. So we had to build that back up. So I don't know if that's what happened to Kenny or if he just hadn't made it to 1K yet. Had you been over? Had you been over 1K in the past, Kenny, for your subscriber? Oh, that's awesome. Yes, good job. yeah, my son, he's not a YouTuber either, but he does have an account, and he goes on. If I ask him to go on and subscribe to some people, he will, which is good. It's also important too when you subscribe to someone's channel that you go on and you watch watch some of their videos and watch them fully. Give them a genuine comment, and a like. The YouTube analytics is a tricky thing, and they write in certain things in that analytics to look for certain things. So that's why we don't use the word sub and done and that stuff in a comment, because they're looking for that and they'll take that away. Okay, so you haven't been to 1K yet. So we need to get him, we got to get him up above that 1K mark. So I hope that you can share him out. And like I said, if you're on Facebook, that's a good medium to use, or Instagram. Speaking of Facebook, if you haven't become a part of our family on Facebook, I'd appreciate it. Just look us up, The Astute Tourist. I also have a group on there which offers a lot of tips and tricks, and places to share your own tips and tricks for the members. It's the Astute Tourist community of content creators, and you can share your videos on there. And I try every day to, when we have new members come in, I feature your channel on our page, and that way other members can pretty much do what we're asking you to do for Kenny. You can go on and see other people's channels and watch their videos and give them a legitimate comment and that thumbs up. It's so important. We need to support each other. That's right, Kenny, you need to sleep. Make sure you sleep. It's important. Our body needs the sleep. And I'm not laughing because I think it's funny. I'm just laughing because Hope is right. You got to take care of yourself. And that goes for all of us. I mean, your mind and your body is so important. Which brings me to the point I always make before I end the stream. It's 6:48, and I gotta get. I'm sorry, 6:58 a.m. and I need to go in and make my cup of coffee and then hit the road and go to work. But don't forget that PMA I talk about. PMA, positive mental attitude. PMA will save the day. There's always something positive to see in your day. All you got to do is just look for it. It's there. Positivity is a negativity killer, and it draws in positive energy. The more positive energy you put out, it's like a positive energy magnet. It's going to draw it into your life, and I'm telling you, just give it a try. If you think I'm kidding, I'm really not. It really works. I was a skeptic, and it was my lovely, beautiful wife who was the one that got me to buy into the whole thing. And honestly, the girl, is she here? She was right. It really works. So sometimes when you're feeling down and you focus on some negative stuff, it's not the best thing. Remember, there's positivity in everything in life. Just coming outside and getting that sunlight like we talked about earlier will help you. Watching the sunrise and hearing the birds. Right now I'm hearing the birds chirp, and it's a beautiful day. That's a good thing to wake up to. It's something good to think about. Meditation helps too. Even if you can sit down for 5 minutes and just put your head back and close your eyes and think good thoughts. Yeah, you're right, Mike. Yep, positive attitude. That PMA, positive mental attitude. It's a huge thing. All right, it's 7:00. I think I've talked enough. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming in. It makes my day, honestly. to know that I have such good friends in YouTube, and you come in and you support us. And anything I can do to help you all you got to do is ask. My door is always open. You can private message me. You can find us and message us on Instagram and Facebook. But I appreciate and love each and every one of you guys. Again, part of being positive is spreading that love and sharing the love. So I guess that's going to be it. Peace and love to you all. And I appreciate everyone. Thank you again for coming with us on our walk. And we'll most likely see you tomorrow morning. My name is Jimmy. I am the astute tourist, and I'll see you all later.